All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down a huge Premier League match, one with massive stakes for two clubs with very, very different goals. The high-flying Arsenal versus a tough, resilient Everton side. So what's going to decide this one? It's so much more than just the players on the field. We're going to dive into the key battles, the clashing game plans, and all the crucial factors that are going to swing this match one way or the other. First things first, let's talk about what's actually on the line here. To really get a feel for this game, you have to understand what it means for both of these clubs. They are fighting completely different battles this season, and honestly, that's what makes this so interesting. For the Gunners, look, the mission is simple. It is absolutely crystal clear. They're in a dogfight for the Premier League title. At this point in the season, there is zero room for error. A draw feels like a loss is a total disaster. They need 3 points, period. The pressure is just off the charts. Now, on the flip side, you've got Everton. The stakes are different, but they're just as important for them. They're all about finishing the season strong, climbing that table, and building for the future. You know, getting a result against a team like Arsenal would be a massive statement that they can hang with the league's best. Okay, so we get the why, we understand the motivation. Now let's dig into the data and see how these two teams really stack up against each other. And trust me, the numbers here paint a really, really clear picture. And wow, when you see it like this, you can just feel the difference in momentum, can't you? On one side, Arsenal's form is like a freight train, just powering through with win after win. On the other, Everton's been more of a roller coaster, scrapping for every single point. On paper, it looks like a mismatch, but as we all know, football is never that simple. And that leads us perfectly into the real heart of this matchup. This is the classic clash of styles, the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. This right here is where the game is going to be won and lost. Just look at that, 85 goals. I mean, that number is staggering. It tells you everything you need to know about Arsenal's biggest weapon. They are one of the most dangerous, free-flowing attacking teams in all of Europe. They can score from anywhere, at any time. But then you look at Everton, and this is the perfect counterpunch to that stat. 12 clean sheets. That's no accident. That's a team built on defensive grit, on being organized, and just being incredibly tough to break down. And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? We have one of the sharpest swords in the league going up against one of the toughest shields. It really all boils down to one question. Can Arsenal's incredible attack find a crack in that Everton wall? Okay, let's shift our focus now, because as any fan knows, games like this are so often decided right in the middle of the park. This is the engine room. If you control the midfield, you control the whole game. So really, it all comes down to this, right? Who is going to own that engine room? Whichever team can stamp its authority in the middle is going to set the tempo and dictate how this whole thing plays out. And you can see the two totally different philosophies right here. Arsenal wants to play their beautiful game, all slick, one-touch passing, and constant movement. Everton? Nope. They want to get in their faces, break up that rhythm, and then hit him hard and fast on the counter. And you got to watch that key duel. Arsenal's main creative guy against Everton's defensive rock in midfield. That one battle could tip the entire match. All right, we've looked at the stakes, we've crunched the numbers, we've broken down the tactics. So, what's the bottom line? Let's put all the pieces together and figure out where this game is headed. Look, at the end of the day, when you put it all together, it's really hard to look past Arsenal here. Yeah, Everton's defense is tough, but Arsenal's attacking firepower, mixed with that desperate need to win and a roaring home crowd, that should just be too much to handle for 90 minutes. So we're calling it. We're going with a 2-0 victory for Arsenal. We think it's going to be a tough, hard-fought game, but eventually that constant pressure is going to pay off, and they'll break through that stubborn Everton defense to get the job done. But let's end on this thought, because there's always a but in football, isn't there? We've looked at all the logic, all the data, but this is the beautiful game because it's so unpredictable. One moment of magic, one costly mistake, and all of this analysis goes right out the window. And that, right there, is exactly why we'll all be watching.